Alright guys, I'm going to do a pretty interesting comparison today. So I'm going to first take a look at a 2v2 Plat 2 game, and then we're actually going to go to Grand Champion 2, and we're going to see what some of the major differences are between the two. Now, we hear a lot of Plats talk about how because they have a certain level of mechanics, they deserve a higher level, which is kind of a bizarre statement because game sense is a huge part of Rocket League. So right now we're going to see if maybe we notice any mechanical Plats in this lobby, and where we can fix their game sense and gameplay. But at the moment I have noticed a lot of whiffs. And for example, this here. Will the bot, make sure you recover correctly against the wall. Little things like that will increase your rank pretty much immediately. Not up to Grand Champion, of course, but one thing to do is just make sure that your efficiency around the field is nearly 100%, because that's one of the main things you can handle, is like how your car flips and how you land after you've hit the ball, those kind of things, because it's hard to handle what your teammates or opponents do. So always make sure you're in control of the things you can do. And that actually brings me to one of the reasons why I stand by doing free play and things like that, is because it's not good to try your best to rank up, and by your best I mean to be obsessed with ranking up, even before your car has enough control to actually do what you want to do. So for example here, this player is probably grinding ranked. He's probably doing 10 to 12 ranked games a day. He's in platinum trying to get to diamond, and yet he sees the ball here in such an easy location and he can't hit it. Like, his mechanics and his ability to control his car won't let him, and neither will this player's. And so I almost feel like these players shouldn't even be in ranked if they can't even hit the ball properly. So that is why I make so many free play videos, is because the best first step is to just go into free play, understand your car. There's another whiff there. Here's another whiff. There's another whiff. Understand your car, understand the ball, those kind of things, and then try to rank up and be good in Rocket League. Because at the moment, these players, they look like babies. That was a semi-good play there. Not to be too harsh, but the gameplay is it's very low level, and I don't even have a chance to look at what their mental is, to look at what their positioning and all that is, because they're all missing everything, no matter what, and bumping into each other. Here is okay, here's a little moment I can look at. So yeah, let's see where Reason is and what his path was to get back to this goal. Alright, so it looks like he just didn't predict ahead of time. This is one of those things I'm talking about. So the game's physics are always consistent, and while you can't predict what teammates and opponents are going to do, you can predict what is going to happen in certain scenarios. So if you were to watch this in slow motion, you would see that there's a trajectory here where Cuptastic is going to hit into Toxic, and this happens. What this does is send them both on a straight line for this player, and instead of predicting that path here, he seems to think that the earlier trajectory, that this is going to happen, and he will not be hit by either player. And so then his focus goes to the ball, and he just ends up watching the ball as both players' trajectory, they bounce off each other and they go straight at him, and bang, it's a bump. Now that's not too bad. However, here comes Will the bot, pushing all the way up while Cuptastic stays with the ball. Now, I blame Will the bot because clearly Cuptastic, you can see him going for this ball. However, I am one who prefers if a teammate rotates out right after they make their move. So here I would like to see Cuptastic do this and then rotate out. And that means going down the middle of the field and trying to get behind his teammate, trying to get behind Will as Will comes in. Instead, he kind of goes for this ball in a really weird angle. Notice how if he hits this, it's going to go back towards his own goal. And he's kind of in the wrong spot here. I think he predicted the ball wrong, something. But Will, though, although in the right, technically, he can see his teammate the whole time, and so he shouldn't have pushed up into this corner. And from this kind of a sour angle, again, not much could happen from this, and it ends up with not a terrible double commit, but still a double commit nonetheless. Both players are now side by side, and if Reason had taken a shot, it would have been an easy goal. And even so, it turns into one. So exactly what I was saying. It's just you can be in the right in a certain scenario, but your job is to see what your teammate is doing and know if you should maybe pull out. And if you can see your teammate, it's your job to be making those assessments. No matter how your teammate plays, even if they're being a ball chaser and going in for things they shouldn't, like Cuptastic did, it is your job to make sure that you don't double commit with them. Now, the players go up. Oh, okay, so I've mentioned this before. I'm okay with seeing a person go backwards on kickoff, gold and below, but once you get to upper plat like this, it's time to start adapting to the level that you're playing at and realizing that your teammate should hit the ball on kickoff at least 99% of the time, which means that it won't immediately go into your net. So that the best thing to do then is to get boost and be ready for the next play. So you have enough time, or you should at least theoretically, to go get boost from the corner, maybe pick up the pad in front or some of these pads and be ready for a defensive play, those kind of things. Instead, this player backs up. I guess they get this pad, they back up with their 45 boost, and the ball goes in their favor. Their teammate made it to the kickoff, and they're on the attack now. However, as you can see, he's all the way back here. It looks like he goes AFK here, which is a very platinum move. At a certain level, players stop going AFK because the games are so short, queue times are long, and so when you do get into a game, you just play it to the best of your ability, and then you're done. But as I said, he should have been more prepared for the ball to go in his favor. No. Oh my. I think I'll head over to the Grand Champion game in a moment here because this is a little bit difficult to watch. To break this down from the beginning, let's see where Toxic went. So he gets bumped, and as I said, handle the things that you personally can handle, disregarding teammates or opponents. You should be able to recover quite easily from a bump like this. Instead, he boosts directly down so that his nose hits the ground and lands backwards, and instead of power sliding, he turns all the way around, uses the little boost he has, and can't make it anywhere near the goal. So that's to begin this horrendous play. These two players on the blue team, as I said before, if you can see your teammate, I'm pretty sure Cuptastic actually gets a glimpse. Yeah, they can see each other. So Will is up. This is Will's ball. I know Will can see Cuptastic here, but Will is up first. Now, Cuptastic... No, to break this down from the beginning, though, Will is up for the wrong ball. Now, Will is up first, so it is his ball, and as I said, if you are Cuptastic, your job is to know that Will has jumped and not double commit. However, going back to the beginning, Will shouldn't have jumped for this, because what is he going to do that Cuptastic can't do? How would he have possibly gotten a better angle on this ball when Cuptastic could jump up and shoot? Look at this angle here. That's so much easier than what Will has. So, number one here, Will should have known that Cuptastic had a better chance and left the ball. Number two, because Will does choose to jump, Cuptastic then shouldn't jump, no matter how much the opportunity is pulling at him and making him think it's his ball. He sees that Will is in the air before him. Now his next best thing is to position for Will's hit, which likely isn't going to go on target because Will is jumping from the wrong spot. Now, this is what happened. Both players jump, crash. We have a collision. We have a terrible shot from Will, and this player can't follow up. Imagine if he had positioned more correctly and was hitting this ball in right now. So a way to rank out of Plat much quicker is not just to stay back and let your teammates ball chase, it's to position for where their ball chasing is going to go. Now, a lot of you players, you either panic and jump up with them, or I know a lot of you stay back on your side of the field so that your goal is protected. Now, I don't believe in that because there is always a way to adapt to your teammates, and this is one of them. If you see your teammate jump up for a weird ball, where might they hit it? Go to that place. That way they can't beat you in the rotation. You are where they're going, and it's your job to just quickly score. We have another double commit here as Will hits this out and then slowly goes upfield. Let's see. He has enough boost. Yeah, so one thing that I'm quite puzzled about is why both these players are just going so slow. For example, why does Will not hit this and then boost? Why is he not boosting now towards the ball? Instead, he's driving at slow motion. I guess not slow motion. It feels like slow motion. He's driving at normal speed, not boost speed. And Now he tries to feather his boost to go get the 100. Meanwhile, his teammate sees that Will hits this, so here's the hit, and he's not boosting. Now he decides to boost. He decides to cut in front of Will, and so if either of these players had decided to boost at the time that a higher level player would have boosted, which is pretty much right now, they would have easily arrived at the ball and not created this weird double commit scenario where both players showed up at an awkward time. So right now, if he was boosting, he would be there already, and instead he arrives at the wrong time. Will is flipping back. It should be a hit there if you're going to go for this, but it's okay to miss it since this player kind of knew that was going to happen. Another moment where, as I'm going to keep saying over and over and over again, make sure that the things you can handle are up to 90% to 100% consistency, because things like this recovery, hitting the ball, and landing against the wall are so easy with a little bit of practice. There's no reason why these players should be struggling to land with wheels on the wall. It's that simple. And they complain about their teammates, they complain about their opponents, they complain about all these things in the lobby when they can't even land properly. And they expect to rank out of the lobby when they're whiffing things like this. Okay, he hit it. I actually thought he might miss that because there was a pre-jump there, I think, as he was getting the read on it. Nice. I mean, that was a good attempt there. And oh, this was a good hit. This is my favorite moment in the game so far, is seeing that the opponent was going to completely dunk Cuptastic, and so instead he just does a little double jump and pops it over him. Those are moments I like to see, is just not hitting the ball into anywhere important, but making sure that you get it around an opponent. Because I think I said it in one of my videos where I was playing, is that all you have to do is get it around one opponent at a time. If you can say 1, then 2, I got it around 1, I got it around 2, that kind of thing, you are going to find success in the game. And so that's exactly what Cuptastic did here, is pop, I got it around 1, and now his teammate can go in and try to get it around 2. And he almost did himself, because where is Will? So Cuptastic hits it over 1, Will turns off ball cam, right as the ball is going straight over the danger zone. Let's actually see why he had no boost. Okay, well, I see why. So he goes for this. This is good. I like the 50 here. Then he completely ignores the small pads. Look, so there's a small pad here. That's 12. That one would have spawned as he crossed it. 24, 36. And instead he goes straight for this. Now, he doesn't just go for it. He goes for it without ball cam on for a good little portion. Like this. Doesn't quite know what's happening. And now he turns around and look, he's already at 40. Imagine if he had just picked up 36 and turned around. He's already at 42 and he picked up the 100 boost and didn't score. So now he goes back into the play. He's at 36, 35. By the time he comes close to the ball, oh, he's at 0 now. He hasn't even hit the ball. He's already used it up. So this is a good example of how you can rank out of Platinum 2, is just put powerful shots on target. Now, if you've watched any of my Grand Champion free play videos, you'll see that in the boomer mode that I do at the end, my shots have twice as much power as this hit here. And imagine if you could put a shot like that on these Platinum players. This shot comes from half field. It's extremely weak, and Toxic can't even get to it. He misses horribly, and Reason, let's see what Reason does. He front flips, and he barely makes the save. Now, if it was a tiny bit faster, and if that shot was a little bit more on target, oh, another double commit. You know what? I'll analyze this double commit, then we're going to the Grand Champion because I can't handle this anymore. So let's see. So we got a nice boost miss. He doesn't go back for it, which I do like, because, you know, if you miss the boost, don't ruin your momentum, ruin your rotations to go back for it. So that is an A+ there. This, I would say, this is who's this player? This is Toxic's ball. Now, the ball lands right on his head. He pops it really well towards the opponent's goal. Like, to get this angle, look at that, perfect. Now, if this was Grand Champion level or Champion level, this is this player's ball 100% of the time, because he is going to be going for an air dribble, a fake, or a catch, something like that. Instead, Reason, for some reason, thinks that it's his ball, even though Toxic is facing towards the ball. So in this moment here, one thing that you can do to improve is look at your teammate and try to figure out what his car is indicating here. And one thing is, he just hit the ball and he's facing towards it. He's facing towards it. Watch for his jumps, watch for his boosts, all those kind of things, and just be prepared for him to go for this, because his car is indicating that it wants to. Now, this player doesn't do that. He just sees the ball and gets pulled in. As you can see, Toxic is boosting for it. This player hasn't even started boosting or jumping, and yet, bunk, he jumps after, and he flies for it. So this is 100% on reason here. And what this can be boiled down to, as I said, is just trying to decipher his teammate's car. And if you get really good at reading your teammates and your opponent's cars, you will find yourself way higher than Platinum. And especially if you can recover properly, and if you can just hit the ball. And so that will just take going into free play a little bit, and coming out once you feel like you can actually do the things that you want to do in game. Now, let's quickly hop over to Grand Champion. We won't finish the game, but we'll just take a nice look and see the comparison between these two levels. Okay, so here we are in Grand Champion, as I just said. And nice kickoff here. My eyes are already feeling a lot better as we have some nice clean cars. Oh, that was a poor hit there. I think, who was this? Excerpt? Yeah, he does a pretty scuffed speed flip here. He's got the timing wrong. He jumps up for this and completely misses the aerial, basically by flipping out of the way of the ball. Now, one thing that players learn about this level is that you actually shouldn't save your flip and then try to flip into the ball to provide power. Instead, you should do your double jump, do your fast aerials, get up to the ball as instantly as possible, and then try to follow through with boost, hitting it with corners of the car, all those kind of things to generate that power. Stop using your flips, and you'll find that you can get a lot more accuracy and things like that. So this could have been a pretty powerful shot to the top corner, or he could have hit it off the backboard and tried to double it, tried to get a flip reset here, any kind of thing like that. Instead, he goes whoop out of the way of the ball. Now, he does a good recovery here. He quickly gets boost. He does a nice flip. All right, let's just quickly watch another play or two. But it's nice to just wash our eyes with this actually refreshing gameplay. And even so, ooh, look at that power shot. So imagine you put this up on some Platinums. Imagine you got this sort of power. So this is Grand Champion, so of course both players have this covered. I would say that, yeah, I know Dwight, I don't know how to pronounce that. I know he doesn't actually quite have this, but his teammate is very solid connection on it. Now, imagine though, putting this shot up on two Platinum players. They struggled to block something that was half the speed, so if you can get your shots down like this, you will easily rank out, and that's one of those things that I'm talking about, where you try to handle the things that you personally can handle. Stop worrying about what your teammates are saying or doing, and what your opponents, how good they are, what things they do. If they're ball chasers, I've heard that complaint before, my opponents are ball chasers. That makes absolutely no sense. Or that my opponents are Smurfs, those kind of things. It doesn't matter, because you still can't even handle the things that you should be handling on your own. So make sure that you can get that down, and then worry about your rank. Worry about making sure that you can hit the ball every time you want to. That's the first step. For example, this should be hit. Things like this player cannot complain if he loses the game. They're losing 1-0, and yet he can't reach this perfect pass from Alex. He has 100 boost, he has ample time, the defender doesn't even jump. I think he's even bumped. Right now, he should be jumping. I don't know why he wasn't prepared for Alex to do something, especially a flick like this, because Alex gets it on his roof. So the last thing I'll say here is that watch your teammates. I said this before, but watch them, see what they are doing with the ball, and see what they can do, see what they can do in the future with it. So to break down what I mean, Alex puts the ball on his roof. What else could he do with it? He's going to pop it either on target or as a pass, and this player can only be involved if it's a pass. So why not be only prepared for a pass? Why not be prepared for him to pop this up and you jump immediately? Now, he doesn't. He waits, and now he jumps. And it's too late. He's not going to make it. But so it's those little things. You watch your teammates and you handle what you can handle. Easy. This would be an easy goal at Grand Champion level. And just the better you get at doing those things, the higher you'll rank up. Alright, I think that's going to be enough for today. I think we'll watch one final goal here. And as you can see, with no opponents, this player, he does what he needs to do. And this is something that a lot of Plats wouldn't have been able to do. He hits it perfectly towards his goal right here, does a nice speed flip, and just walks it into the goal. Now, if you can do this at this pace, you deserve a higher rank. And if you can't, then I'm sorry, but it's time to start practicing in free play. It's time to start changing your mentality and watching your teammates, not judging, and just working out how to adapt around the people and how to do what you want to do with the ball. Because at the moment, if you're stuck in Plat and you're watching this video, you can't do what you want to do when you have the ball. That's just a fact. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I truly hope that you take a lot out of this video, because I made sure that it was intense, because Platinums, they have a notorious reputation for not thinking that it's them. So make sure that you go out of this video knowing that everything about improvement and ranking up, it's on your shoulders. And if you made it here, then you would definitely be ranking up very soon. But you just have to put in the hours. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.